So I'll just cover off on what's new in the 3.42 features update. The first thing is being able to align the SCM Slider 0 point to any of the ships depending on what SCM value and threshold they have. So as you can see now, like the default that it's currently set at, which is basically the Aegis Gladius, down here on the tablet, the 0 point for the SCM threshold is pretty much at the 0 here, but on the actual ship itself, or the Aegis Retaliator, which I'm currently in, having it in the center there is actually a little bit above where that SCM 0 threshold is. So what you can do now is on your device, you just bring the SCM down till it matches what the ship is. Then you can hold the reset button down, and that SCM threshold will now align after 2 seconds down to the point so that it matches the ship. And then reset will set it back to the point that you set it at. The next change is the vehicle panel had an overhaul based on some community feedback. I've added the power triangle to the vehicles panel as well as the auto ping radar here. Both are globally toggled like all of the other toggles and power triangles. So changing the power triangle on the vehicles panel will also change it on the flight panel on any of the devices. So as you can see, I've got the Windows client running up the top there, and I can change the power triangle here on the vehicles panel, and it will change the power triangle on the other device on the flight panel, or also on the vehicles panel, same thing. The next thing is I've bound all of the other buttons to some defaults in Star Citizen instead of leaving them blank. You're still welcome to change them to whatever you want. It's just that the standard profile now, if you load the standard profile that comes with the application, a lot more buttons will be bound. And there's still a couple that I've bound here, such as open closed doors, which don't have a default binding in Star Citizen, that you still have to go in and bind that. And you can see what it's bound to in Game Touch Control in the same way. Within the configuration setting, as you can see, I've got it set to Control Alt C. So if you bound it to Control Alt C in Star Citizen, then it would open and close the doors. Or alternatively, if you've already got the button bound, then come in here and change what this is to match your configuration. In the FPS panel, I've bound these to emotes, and I just realized that even though these emotes are bound inside the Star Citizen configuration to numpads 1 through to 5 and 6, they don't actually work in the game. So even though these emotes are bound in the Star Citizen settings, those emotes themselves don't work. However, the white visor does work, so you can go ahead and change those to ones that do work, such as salute, wave, etc. But they don't have a default binding in Star Citizen. And again, that's just in the key bindings, advanced controls, customization, social emotes, and as you can see, these are the default bindings for these emotes, but those emotes don't actually work. If you move them down to any of these other ones that do work, and then just change the buttons in Game Touch. And the last main thing is I've added better client authentication checks for the Windows client for people who are running multiple devices that are all trying to authenticate that Windows client at the same time. It should now be better able to sort those out and authenticate the client